Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Friday night live stream. Hopefully you can both hear and see me this week with proper sound, maybe? Who knows? I can't see you, so I'm going to have to give the old glasses a bit of a wipe. But yes, please let me know if you can hear and see me and my co-host. Humphrey has joined us for the first live stream where there's two of us. He's not going to be contributing much to it, I must admit, other than just kind of fishing around in the background looking pretty. Loud and clear, says Kaylee. Thank you very much. And the chat is working and everything. Oh my goodness. Should I tempt fate and see if the GoPro works? Hang on, let me plug it in. I have a GoPro pointed at Mega Tank. Will it work? Who knows? No. Oh well. It was worth a look. Right, who have we got in? We are here for Friday night for Fishy Business. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Thank you for joining me. We're in my fish room, which, alright, it's night time, it's dark. I've got the lights on for Humphrey. The focus may well switch between us. I don't know who you really want the focus on, whether it's me or Humphrey. But Friday night, you get to join us. How many times do I need to say Friday night? It's Friday night. Do you know what day it is? I've just got back from holiday, so I'm a bit discombobulated. I have only been home, 3 hours, 4 hours? And had a lot to do to make sure everything else was set before I could do the live stream, so we haven't had much time. But the good news is, nothing's dead. Everything is alive. Yay! Should have a cheer for that. Everything's alive. Yay! Which is news for me. Usually, before I go on holiday every year, I like to make a video. That's a bit loud, isn't it? Usually, before I go on holiday each year, I like to make a video saying, this is how you take care of your fish when you go on holiday, and then I come back to a massive casualty list. So thankfully, none of that happened this year. Everything went well. I've been away at the Lake District in the UK, so any of you wishing to get a jump start on any quiz questions, there may or may not be one or two questions about the Lake District. And that counts as fishy themed because lakes are wet and fish live in places that are wet. So I'm taking that. But let's have a look, see who we've got in with us tonight. Nabokov fan is in. Please be sure to share the link. Indeed, if you have anybody that even isn't interested, just share the link anyway. If you're in any fishy groups and people who want to have some fishy chat, even if it's not fishy chat, because we talk about anything here. If you are new here, I am an aquarium channel. I generally make videos about all my aquariums and aquatic things. But Friday nights are a time to let your hair down, says the bald man. Ask me anything. If you have a question, put the word question in your question and it shows up a little bit better for me. But yeah, whatever you want to talk about, there are no rules. Just be nice to everyone. I guess that's the only rule. If you're new here, say hello. It's nice to see some new names. But yeah, tell your friends, bring them along, have a bit of a chat. We have a burgeoning community up here on the Discord server. There it is. There you go. Even Humphrey's pointing at it. This is Humphrey. Say hello, Humphrey. My two-tone camphor flowerhorn, who's now living in this tank next to me. I've put in some food, but he's eaten since I came home. But I don't know if you can see, but his head's a little bit deformed. He's a little bit deflated, which is usually a sign that Humphrey isn't happy. So I think this is him in a bit of a sulk that I've moved him into a new tank and then buggered off for a week because I've been on holiday and he's been in here all on his own going, I'm bored now, nothing to do. So I think all of the changes has maybe made him go into a little bit of a sulk, but hopefully I'll get him all sorted out. Do some big water changes and stuff like that, even though it's fresh water that he's just been moved into. And yeah, hopefully he'll be okay. Ross says, evening from a damp but quite warm Edinburgh. Looking forward to seeing your co-star. Indeed, there he is. Brian's here but trying to reformat a PC. Oh, why would you want to do that? That seems like there's more hassle than it's worth. Hans, hi from Sweden. Hello there, Hans. Hi, Silver Surfer. Nice to see you. Martin L is in. Brian says the PC decided it didn't like the graphics card again and tried everything, so I say, reformat. That's a bit drastic, but I'm not going to offer you any technical advice. So you're on your own with that one. Dennis says, evening everyone. Hello, Dennis. What can we say? Oh, the chat's now broken again. Fine. What else is new is, because I'm on holiday and I've just spent a week away with my family, haven't killed any of them, and I stuck to my diet, haven't had a drop of beer or alcohol all week. I'm treating myself. So we're back on the weird beers for one night only. Kicking it off with a Vocation Special Edition Toucan Tropical DDH, which I am, if I remember rightly, means double dry hopped IPA. What is it? No idea how strong it is, so, because I haven't had a beer for quite a while, I may fall down after drinking this. 6.7, oh dear. So, for all you ASMR people, I think I deserve this. I spent a week cooped up in a caravan. 2 teenagers and a preteen. It wasn't all that bad, actually. I'm sure everyone else's kids are just as annoying as my kids are to me. Love you guys. But yes, we were up in the Lake District. We spent a week in the lakes. I don't know how much I want to give away pre-quiz, but predominantly around Lake Windermere and that sort of area. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, all that. So, if you're here for the quiz, that might help. Billy Price, hello Billy. Scott, nice to see you. Don't forget that like button, very true. The price of admission is free, but you do have to hit the like button. Or the dislike, I don't really care. Just hit a button. Some kind of button. David says good evening. Good evening, David. Lanx Fishkeeper. Roy. Good evening, Roy. I like a name like that. Roy. End of name. No messing about there. Only Oscars. Good evening. Cloud and Lear. That's what we want to see. Bang on time. Well, ish. I was doing a bit of chasing around. I was a little bit behind. Like I say, I was trying to do a head count, make sure everything was alive that should be alive. You want some beer? Is that what the problem is? Have I not offered you a beer? So, head count, make sure all the animals are alive, everything else is okay. Because it's a bit stressful when you go away for a week. Especially as, when I left for the week, the day of leaving, I came down, I was setting up Humphrey's tank mostly. I had just set it up a couple of days before, so I would come down and do a couple of final bits with lights and stuff because it was all a bit temporary. Sorting that out, and I had all my PCs and everything. I was making sure everything that was needed to be done for work was done, and that was fine. And that was the morning that we were leaving, so that was about 9 o'clock. Did a last check around, made sure all pipes were where they needed to be, all hoses were where they needed to be, and thought, that's great, fine. Lock everything up, went away, loaded the car, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and thought, oh, sunglasses, I want to get my sunglasses, and I'd left them in the fish room, as you do. So I came down to get them. Massive puddle of water from nowhere. Like, the minute all the kids were already in the car, were ready to go, and I'll just nip and get my son, and literally loads of water running down the driveway. I'd already gone through the wall, out through the garage door, started running through the driveway, all in about 45 minutes, and I'm going, oh no! The worst possible time for an unexplained water leak. And I still don't know where it came from, but I spent a good half hour underneath Mega Tank looking for leaks, looking for hoses that had come loose, looking for drips anywhere. Could not find it anywhere. Spent another half an hour looking for that. Couldn't dry it up. Dried it up. It didn't come back, But the most stressful thing you can ever think of doing just before you go away is an unexplained leak or an unexplained puddle of water. And it wasn't just like, it's a little splash. This was like, I don't know, multiple 5-gallon buckets of water had been thrown on the floor. And from where? I don't know. It came from Megatank. The only thing I know is it came from Megatank because the water level in the sump dropped. But there was no leaks in Megatank. There was no wet pipes. There was nothing. Just completely unexplainable. The only thing I can think of is all the fish got together and said, hey, do you know what? This will be funny. Let's all do massive splashes for the next half hour while he's not here and splash all the water over the side. Because there is a lid, but there's this tiny little gap that they can get water out. They'd all clubbed together to drive me mental and throw out all the water. But yeah, spent all weekend away. I could not find for love nor money that stupid camera that stupid company sent me that does the 360 tilt thing. Don't know where that had gone, so I ended up ripping all the security cameras of the outside of my house, bringing them down here, pointing them at various strategic locations within the fish room to see if I could see a leak. Thinking, that's great, I'll be able to see the disaster from hundreds of miles away and do nothing about it. So I don't know what I was thinking about that. But anyway, every day I thought I'll be able to check in and make sure that the water level in Megatank's fine, Humphrey's tank's fine, there's no water on the floor anymore. Got to the holiday place, so had to leave it and say, well, fine, I can't just cancel the holiday. Got to the holiday place, no internet, no Wi-Fi, no 4G, no nothing. So driving around the bloody Lake District looking for a spot that I could get 4G signal so as I could log into my cameras and see everything. So thankfully everything was alright. And the end of the story is everything was fine. So it was just an unexplained leak. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it was there. It didn't happen again. I think some merry prankster thought it would be funny to go behind my back when I wasn't looking and chuck a couple of buckets of water on the floor. I can get none of them to admit to it anyway. So that stress of being on holiday, worrying about these buckets of water, and not having a beer while I was away in case I needed to run back. That's not literally, I didn't have a beer. I think I deserve a little beer. So I'm having a Vocation Toucan Tropic. I have 3 beers tonight. I'm going to have one bad day. I did say I was going to allow myself a day off my diet when I was on holiday, and I didn't. Stuck to it, so this is my day off when I've got back. But I'm going to enjoy this. It has a nice level of opaqueness that will take that. Fruity on the nose. I sound like I know what I'm talking about now, don't I? And not an unpleasant taste. No aftertaste. Quite hoppy. Approved. So, that's been my week. Any questions about the Lake District? Ask me quick before I forget them all. Said Aquatic says, evening Graham. Happy Friday. Happy Friday indeed. Oh, and also, another thing. As soon as I went away, I got a bunch of orders on the Monday. So, I apologise greatly because I haven't had a chance to send your orders out. They will go out first thing next week if you're waiting for an order. I don't want to talk too soon, but it looks like we're clear as a bell on audio and visual. I know that's not bad, is it? I can hear some strange noises. Oh, one of the other things that I've noticed while I've been away, and one of my concerns, I guess, I got this little temperature monitor, humidity monitor thing like this. So what I did have is it's a min and a max of humidity. So currently we're sitting at 62%, and a min and a max with temperature. So while I was away, it shot up to 78% humidity, which is not ideal for an office situation with lots of electrical equipment. So I've had to ping on the dehumidifier, and we've got it down. So it's in less than an hour, we're down to 62%. 63% has gone back up again. But I think that's something that I'll need to keep an eye on. So just thought it was worthy of a mention. So every super chat, we feed the co-host. Yeah, sure. Got lots of foods to try. I'll take that. Agatagos, hello from the USA, hello from Sheffield. Welcome. Where is the live on air light? It is. It's up there. Bring it back, hang on. It's here, and it's run out of batteries. Or maybe it hasn't. I don't know. Oh, there you go. That better? Humphrey's a cute fish. I mean, he's cute is one word to describe him, I guess. Mentalist might be another. Holiday and no megaleak. Well, yeah. No. I can't believe I was about to touch wood, but no, I'm back from holiday and there hasn't been a megaleak. Wow. I have 2 Flowerhorns. How can you tell if they're happy? Well, so the way I tell if he's happy is he's extremely active. So he's a very active fish. Normally, if I go up to the tank, so for instance, I'll show you this. This is my kind of usual routine, not with this tank because he's new to this tank, but I would normally come into the fish room and go, "Hello, Humphrey, you alright?" And he'll come flying over and go, "Oh, I'm going to try and eat your fingers through the glass because I'm an idiot and I don't know that the glass is there." And he'll play with me and he'll be quite happy. When he's not happy, he does this. He does a bit of a sulk and a bit of a kind of general malaise to him. He's normally quite active, swimming around like that. So whenever he's a bit down like this, something's wrong. So I'll normally go and test the water, make sure everything's okay, that side of it. And I think because he is such a personable fish and so interactive, it's like anything else. It's sometimes when he's happy, sometimes when he's a bit down. So he's definitely a bit down at the moment. And he might be ill, I don't know. I'm really not very good at diagnosing actual illnesses. But if you can see his cock, so let me see if we can focus on Humphrey for a second. If you can see his hump, so his nuchal hump on the top of his head, there is usually extremely bulbous and round. You can see it's a little bit indented and not really round at the moment. And I call that the deflated cock, and that's usually when he's got a bit of a problem and he's not happy. And it is, in my experience, psychological. So whenever I've done a big tank change around, moved his decorations around or moved him between tanks, he's had a week or two where he's gone into a bit of a sulk, not eating as vigorously as he normally eats, and just generally has a bit of a mope around, and his hump deflates a little bit. And I think that's what's happened this time is I've moved him into a new place and then I've buggered off on holiday and left him alone, and he's a bit like, "You leave me in here all on my own with nothing to do." So the two things is behaviour that I see and deflation of nuchal hump. But you can see the behaviour's coming back. He is starting to go, "Oh, I'm going to eat your fingers, I'll eat your fingers." So hopefully it's temporary. It has happened a couple of times. Sorry, tripping up on the floor. It has happened a few times before and he's always come back from it fairly quickly, so watch this space. Ray C says, "Hello from..." So we've got a Roy and a Ray. Evening from Glasgow. Good evening. And hello all you Fish Fam folks, says Fish Fam Link. On the bottom next to DDH in the circle it says Imperial IPA. Big leagues there, Mr. Graham. That's the God's Nectar. In the bottom next to DDH IPA it says Fruity, Tropical and Hazy. It doesn't say Imperial IPA. Is that a hop? Imperial hops? Because the hops, I believe, are HBC 586, Simcoe and Galaxy. A punchy fruit flavour with heavy hop aromas. Toucan plays that game. Toucan play that game. This tropical... It's really hard to read because I've turned all the lights off. So all the lights are coming that way. Maybe just turn like that, like an idiot. Double dry hopped IPA is brewed with twice as many hops for twice the flavour. creating a bold and intensely juicy character. Bold and intensely juicy. What is a bold flavour? I wouldn't normally associate bold with a flavour. But juicy, hoppy. It's very nice. I checked out your site. Whose site? FishFam Link site? FishFam Link, feel free to plug your site. Dennis is on the Inches cider. It's so good. Humphrey likes the can, he does. That's it. Just Roy. Not shortened, not abbreviated. Roy. End of name. Done. I like it. The stream is working good this week. Thank you, JT, keeping fish. The UFOs in Humphrey's fish tank is... I had a bit of an accident with an automatic fish feeder and it's been going off for a while, so they are the remnants that he's not eaten. So that little thing floating about there is some fish food. That's my finger, you idiot. Behind him is some fish food floating around. So we'll get it out. We'll get it out in a bit. Unknown puddle water best prank. Oh, I thought I was literally like, Jacques, you wife, you son, have you done this to mess with me? Because it's not funny. It does sound like Brian was at fault. Put a camera that can record to the DVR near to the sump or under... Yeah, I've had cameras pointing at everything, but I've never called inanimate objects wankers before, but I was calling every fish and fish tank in this room that word. Oh, it was very strange. Fish vet. It's been a while, but I don't have renovations to do this weekend, so I can join in. I hope your fishy troubles are behind you as well. Nice to see you again. Darren Bond, have you ever tried mini marble rays mixed with discus? I haven't. I've never kept rays. It's always been kind of one on the wish list, one on the... Is it wish list or is it scared list? So there's certain fish that I'd love to keep, but I've never... How to put this? So, lots of my non-fishy friends, I'm the fish expert. If ever they have any fish questions, they have no hesitation coming to me and going, Graham, my friend of mine has a fish that I've never heard of, and this has happened to it, which I don't know what it is. What would you do? And I come up with some generic advice for it. But I'm not a fish expert. I've never kept lots of exotic fish. The most exotic fish I've ever kept have been discus and things like that. I am a discus fish keeper, and then branched out into other things. And rays have been one of those things where it's very much specialists keep rays, and there's lots of... I remember the first time I set up a marine tank after years of freshwater keeping, and I got a marine tank, and I joined all the groups like you do in all the forums, and I read everything I could read. And then I think I finally asked a question on one of the sites of like, okay, I'm fairly experienced fish keeper, but I'm new to marines. Is there anything you'd like to know? And then, you get all those wankerish comments. Like, I remember the one that really annoyed me was like, haha, don't ask, but just keep your hands out of the tank. And I was like, what does that mean? Is that because I'll get electrocuted? Is that because I'll mess with it too much? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm going to have to ask, what do you mean by that? No replies. Or other more obscure replies. The best thing you can do is nothing at all. You're like, oh, fuck all. Sorry. It's night time here. So it was that kind of advice, and I was always a bit like, what is this nonsense advice that you're giving me? And rays fell into that category for me. That quite a few people who are discus keepers would also keep rays, and literally 50-50. 50 would say, out of the two, the discus are the harder to keep, and the other half would say, out of the two, the rays are the harder to keep. And you can't keep rays with discus because they will keep eating your discus, and you can't keep rays with discus because the discus will pick the eyes out of the rays. And you're like, none of this advice makes any sense. It's all contradictory. It's all ridiculous. But in saying that, the longer I've been a fish keeper and the longer I've kept all these different types of fish, you can never know. And because of that experience of getting this truly crappy advice from people, you kind of just have to jump in sometimes. I mean, there's a lot to be said about the fundamentals of all fish keeping. It's kind of the same. Know what will keep your fish happy parameter wise. So don't buy a fish that needs to be kept to 30 degrees and keep it at 20 and wonder why it's not working out right. Don't buy a fish that's tiny and put it in a tank with a fish that's massive and wonder why they keep disappearing overnight. All those fundamentals, once you get them, then there are intricacies that you might have to learn. But kind of the best way to do that is to jump in, I've found. So I've never kept flowerhorns before. And again, I'm not an expert on flowerhorns, but I've learned what makes this flowerhorn happy and what makes them sad. Same as any other fish. So rays are very much on the cards. The only thing about that is rays are bloody expensive. So they are expensive mistakes to make, and I am the kind of guy that makes mistakes and then learns by them, but I can't really afford to make those mistakes because they are expensive mistakes, which is kind of putting me off. But they were definitely on the cards for Mega Tank. So if those that don't know, I have a fish tank that's 8 foot by 4 foot by 3 foot. I specifically went for that footprint because I thought an 8 by 4 footprint, that's a nice footprint for rays. It gives them plenty of area on the bottom for them to explore and do their thing and check things out. But it's been problematic and leaky, and I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds on fish that I have to keep moving every time I have to fix the bloody tank. So yes, they're on the cards. When, I don't know. And I apologise for going into that massive tangent just for that one simple question. So, in answer to your question, Darren, no, I haven't. Okay, at the moment, FishFit. So FishFit is another. I live vicariously through his big tanks and experience, and has had a couple of losses recently. New Dorado on the way. Happy fish generally. Yourself? Yeah, so far so good. Touch wood. Scott says, don't get me started in humidity. I found some mould growing in my skirting board today, so I think it's a time I invest in a dehumidifier or extractor fan. Extractor fans, definitely. Anything, you get a bit of air moving, that takes care of most of the problems I've found. But this is a very enclosed space, and I have made it even more enclosed by super insulating it. So the extractor is going to do the trick. I've already dropped another couple of percent now, so we're down to 61%. Sorry, where has it gone? Apologies, I'm rubbish at reading the comments. Like I say, if you have any questions, type the word question in your question. It helps me see it a little bit better. The program, basically, just to bore you to tears, the program I used to make that happen, so when I click on a comment, it shows up, is not supported anymore, and it doesn't really work properly. So there's obviously been an update with YouTube, so every time I click something, the comment goes and shoots all over the place. My two are happy then. I'm good. I mean, Flowerhorns, they're not afraid to show their feelings, are they? That's the main thing. Where did we get to? Live on air. Its batteries have run out though. I don't know where to put that, and I'm not entirely sure what angle I want to go with, because these are my other fish tanks. I'm thinking of moving the camera around more this way, so we're pointing more directly at that, because you can't. It's a bit too far away to see anything properly. So we'll see. Right. What else have we got? Had my first driving lesson today. Well done, JT, keeping fish. How many times did you stall it? That's the interesting question. Or did you go for the automatic driving lessons? I have a future brother-in-law who's in his 50s and doesn't drive, and has been told by his future wife that he has to start learning how to drive. I think they're thinking of doing the automatic one, which I must admit, as an old fogey myself, why not? I'm past changing gear, if I'm completely honest. Used to always be very much a manual man. oh, I'll never be a race driver if you just drive I'm not a race driver, so I'm fine with being a manual car driver. And all cars are going to be electric in the future, and they're all manual, aren't they? Automatic. Why are we talking about earthquakes? What have I missed? Did I miss an earthquake when I was away? I remember a few years ago there was an earthquake. I'm not sure where the epicenter was, but it wasn't anywhere near me, but I felt it. I think it was it New York or something like that? But it was in the middle of the night, and I used to work shifts, so sleep pattern was always screwed up. But I was watching, what was the film? It's a film with Russell Crowe as like a cowboy in a train. The 310 to Yuma, is that a film? Or have I made that up? But anyway, it's like a film about, and it's all building anticipation, waiting for this train to show up so they can do something with it. Put a prisoner on it or whatever it is. And when the train finally shows up, that's when I felt the earthquake. So the train showed up, and it's like, and I had the surround sound and everything, and I'm going, wow, my surround sound system is awesome. It's even making everything. Oh no, that wouldn't make the picture shake on the wall. Oh my god, what's going on? It was the trippiest thing I've ever seen. Right, let's see if we've got any questions. What's happened? Expert, keep raise. Watch what you're saying. You're calling the king of DIY an expert. It's that kind of thing, though, about... I think that's one of the things, or one of the reasons he keeps raise, is so as he can say, look at me, look how good I am. I'm not starting another beef with him or anything like that, but it's that kind of thing. Generally, discus are very wafty. There's a good word. And rays can pounce on things that don't get out of the way quickly. Plus, discus require much warmer water. Plus, rays produce lots of ammonia, so I wouldn't. Yeah, and you are with 50% of all ray and discus keepers. Because it's fairly common to see it. They get kept together quite a lot. And I'm not planning on keeping rays with my discus. I was planning on keeping rays in my mega tank because it can support rays. Because even the small rays are big. That's what I was thinking about it. Right, where do we go? Question: how awesome/boring are black rice fish? Would you ever keep them? I very badly would like some. What are black rice fish? I've never heard of black rice fish. Are they just like rice fish but black? Detective Graham here. Let's do a little bit. So there we go. Little face. Oh, my coupon's in the way. Super black Medaka rice fish. So, yeah. Just black versions. I don't know. So, again, another fish I've never kept. A rare black variety of the Japanese rice fish, which is one of the hardiest and most adaptable fish in the world. My only concern would be, I think the rice fish look good in ponds and tanks with black or dark backgrounds, and it's the contrast. So if you put them into that scenario, into a pond scenario, they might just get lost completely and you wouldn't ever see them. But in an aquarium, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Back to bit phase. Silver Creek, you're late. Well, you're not late for the quiz, more importantly. So, of the 43 people who are watching right now, the quiz is going to be in about 20 minutes. heavily leaning on some Lake District trivia this week. But don't worry, you've not missed much. Got to go and grab my laptop so I can join the trivia if not too late. Not too late, do not worry. Plenty of time. You've plenty of time to get rays. I can't have rays that are illegal here in California. Really? God, all the best fish get made illegal over there, don't they? You can't have snakeheads either, can you? Sucks. My room gets about 90% humidity by morning as it's a conservatory with insulated walls on two of the sides. That'll do it. My whole house is terrible, and it's lack of insulation that's causing most of the problems, especially in winter when it's cold outside and warm inside, and that temperature difference is just... It's a big old windy, drafty, uninsulated money pit, my house, and condensation and humidity is... Normally, this room is the driest in the house, and this is the one filled with water. It's just weird. Brian's back. Good evening, Brian. You're using OBS, right? I am using OBS. I bought an old style hygrometer which tells me pressure, temp and humidity. Well, I can thoroughly recommend these. They're on offer all the time on Amazon. Thermal Pro. It's like £3 I think I got this one for. I've used them before. I've got a few of them dotted around in different places, and never gone wrong. I'd never run out of battery either. Wide angle time, 24/9 or else. No, I'm not messing about with that. Added a beer recommendation to Discord. So, if you are new here and want to join us on Discord as well, I wonder if I can show this. We have a Discord server with a fantastic community, if I do say so myself, which I'm going to try and open up, where you can join us and make beer suggestions amongst other things. Ooh, what's this? Combat Juggling Pale Ale. Combat Jugglers. I've not seen that one. I'm kind of 50-50 on pale ales. I don't know if they're my thing or not. I know definitely I would not like that. Anything that's coffee, anything that's got porter in the name, anything that mentions chocolate, bleh. It just gives me the bulk, as they say where I come from. That, however, looks interesting. So anyway, as well as beer stuff, there's also lots of fish chat. If you want advice on your medications or anything like that, jump in. We have some knowledgeable people. Big face. I've been running extractor fan for more than a decade. Fish room is more than 10,000 litres, no issues until the fan died. Yeah, I mean, an extractor is a great way to do it. That's the main thing. I've just got nowhere to put. I suppose I could. Nah, that would just cause more problems. I could put an extractor fan and vent it into the void, but then that's under the floors to the main house, and I don't think that sounds good. So I've got the dehumidifier running, which, even though it's adding more power, it's not a huge power draw, but it also adds heat to the room, so there's that. Manual gears, well done, JT. Right, I'm obviously miles behind. Oh, where did I get to? Question, do you have a boot version of Windows? Well, you can download one now. You don't even need to have them on them. 320 yums. Yuma? Is that meant to be? We had a bad one last year. Earthquakes, this must be. Epicenter was mould or Oswistry. No, this was years and years ago. Sorry, that made me laugh. I met Joey. He's very short. You should have just left that sentence there. I'm starting a rumour that he builds his stands shorter to make himself look taller. Oh, if anything, he's always been very clear about how short he is. Every time I've spoken to him, he's always led with, "I know I'm only a little guy." I'm like, all right, chill. He's quite funny sometimes, I suppose. And if you're new here, there was a supposed beef between Joey and I, where we had a little bit of a falling out, but I think we've made up since then and decided just to keep out of each other's way. That's probably the best way to do it. And it wasn't really a beef. I mentioned a few things that he did wrong, and I think my main point was that he called himself the king of DIY and then did terrible DIY experiments. If he just called himself crap at DIY, I'd have been like, yeah, crack on, mate. Anyway, a fan is cheaper to run, very, very much so. Yeah, I was just going to say, but you export a lot of the heat. That's the main thing, is if you're trying to keep the heat in, a fan ships everything out. So as well as the moisture, you take all the heat out as well. But if you don't mind that, and it's not going to be a big deal for you, especially if it's a conservatory, so that might be self-heating to a degree. I would have thought you might be able to run it for some hours of the day to get the moisture levels down. But that's why I've gone with dehumidifiers, because I can keep the heat and it adds to the heat, if anything. Can you do the quiz on a phone? You surely can. In fact, shall we do a bit of quiz prep so people can check this? What number are we on? 1, 2, 4. Regular players will be pleased to know I'm going to stick to the classic. We tried some of the crazy quizzes last week and it did not go well. Oh. You might be able to hear the quiz music in the background. If you want to try, you should be able to play on your phone. It works most phones. I've just posted a link in the chat. You can go and pre-register if you want. First in gets first dibs on the fish avatar. I had to grab a beer. Can't have Friday's trivia. You can't. You're quite right. I have raised with my Asian arowana, but they're just minis. I had them with dats, stormy cats, etc., but selling everything excluding raising the temp and adding a school of discus. I'm watching YouTube on TV. A lot of people do that, and it freaks me out that people have me on the telly. Why would you want that? But yes, if you have YouTube on the telly, you can play on your phone or your laptop, play the quiz. I think that's a well-trodden thing. No snakeheads, no axolotls, no boas, no plant collecting, no harvesting water, lots of those. That's the Californian way for you, indeed. Right, okay, let's see. Oh, lots of questions. As you have big dirt racking, can you actually paint the orange? What? I do have big duck racking. I may have missed something there. Hi Graham, I have a Sherman in my fish tank. Am I dodgy? You're definitely dodgy. Oktoberfest is all the rage right now. Surely it's not all the rage for a couple of months. Just posted my current status on Discord, or status for my American chums. Now there's old school for you. Yeah, we're not too far away from each other then, Scott. I'm currently at 61%. You must be 65-ish there. What are you, 26 degrees? I think I'm at 26 degrees as well. Copycat. Question, how did you get the transition into OBS and stuff like that? It's quite easy. There's not all that much to it. If you join the Discord, make yourself known, and I will give you the role of YouTuber, and then it opens up a whole new section and we can discuss YouTubey stuff. Fish beer shared. Okay. I mean, it doesn't sound nice, I've got to be honest. Ooh. Made in Sheffield as well. The Sea Monster Citrus Infused IPA. Little Critters Brewing Company. Why do I recognise that name? Sorry, I'm going to have to do something. Welcome to my YouTube show, where I Google things while you all watch. Yeah, Neep's End, just down the road. I am over 18. I think I went to an event that they were maybe not hosting but involved in. Where are they? Unit 5, Neep's End Industrial Estate. Little Critters Brewing Company. Right. Oh, that's not where I thought it was actually. But I know where it is. Fine. Next to the karting place. I got it. That was interesting for everyone. Hot take, small people are the angriest fish keepers. That's not even a hot take. Small people are the angriest everything. I can't think of anything offhand that small people are the most chilled at. Dangerous Dan, don't try the quiz in Opera browser. The orange behind me. Is there an orange behind me? Do you mean these racks? They are indeed Big Dog racks. I think he's asking it if you can paint the orange if you don't want it orange. So if you want to cheap out, because these are the Big Dog Max or something like that, I think they're called. The normal Big Dogs you can get either blue or silver. So yes, I suppose you can paint them out. The orange is a plastic. Yeah, that's probably right. It's not even a paint. JT says he's already in Discord. Okay, let's have a look. Have you made yourself known, or am I going to have to hunt for you? I don't see you unless you have a strange name. I shall look out for you and I'll make you a YouTuber. Anyway, Billy Prince says night night all. It doesn't say that at all, it says bye all. Have a nice night. Thank you for joining us. So glad to have the stream and the Fish Fam community for being here. Thank you for that. Little known shark facts. There are going to be some little known shark facts. After after you're giggling, I don't recommend the fish beer. It's shit. This is what we need. The true, honest reviews of these things. Oh, I've tried this lovely thing. Oh, these flavours, it's got this. It's horrible though. It's shit. Oh, sorry, that made me laugh more than it should have done. Brian says he's only 5'5" and never angry much. I don't believe you. Look, you're angry about that, aren't you? So you were angry enough to make a comment to say that you weren't angry about it. I rest me case, my lord. I'm in the welcome section. Okay. I'm going to go and look in the welcome section. I mean, that's a good place for everyone to say hello, isn't it? And the introductions. I see you. And you're already a YouTuber, so you should be able to see the YouTube section. So yeah, we'll have a chat in there. We'll get around to it. I'm massive and so angry. Yeah, I'm massive as well, and I'm quite chilled about most things. Sorry, that made me laugh more than it should have done. Right, we've got about 7 minutes to go. We have 17 players. I'm just going to put the link once more into there. A bit of a rundown. You get 30 seconds, I think it is, for each question. It's a fastest finger first scenario, so the quicker you're correctly answering the questions, the more points you get. You get to see the scoreboard as we go along. I have no control over the ordering of the questions, so basically I just have a question bank. If you've been here but not been for a few weeks, it's totally different now, but kind of the same. I load up all the questions. It chooses what questions, what order to put in the right answers, so there's no gamification, is that a word, from me. But please remember, I have made up all these questions, so if it's right, it's right. If it's not right, the website I got the answer from sold me a dummy. So, tough titty, that's all I can say. Are we trying the gold mode after? I don't know if I want to try the gold mode. The last one was painful. I can knock out a 6-footer with my kindness. Is a fish tea marinated mackerel heads? No, Tommy, it is not. Normally the big 2-meter guys are the nicest and the small little ones are feisty. Feisty, there's a word. Yeah, some of them can be feisty. So, little face. Quiz prep. We have got 4 fingers. Brian Echo. Fat kids win at everything, including this quiz all the time. Gas Musk, I know nothing. It's a me. JC Van Dan McGrew. Oh yes, there will be a Van Dam question. At least one. Joe, Juggler, Lisa, Nabokov, Raggedy Tulip, SJH, Shadow. Managed to get the fish. Why has that not worked again? Sorry, I spent minutes earlier resizing this to make sure it would fit in the screen, and it hasn't again. Stop it. Excuse me while I play around with the sizing on this. Right, now if I go over here, I should be able to make this. I really tried to make that fit properly, but anyway. Shadow, Timbo, and we've got 19 players. If you want to play, you've got a couple of minutes left. Is that where I want to be? Should I be up? No, not moving it around, Graham, you div. Move me out of the way. There we go. I can knock out a 5'5" with my knee. Not intentionally, they're just below my peripheral vision. That really infuriates little people when you say things like that. No, I won't mention that. My favourite is just to go when they're down here shouting at your chest. Can't join the fizz. It's 11 p.m. and working tomorrow. Ah, come on, you can squeeze an extra 20 minutes out. Go on. Go on. But we're nearly there. How many people have we got now? Let me check. We've also got 44 people watching and only 28 likes. It's time for me to do a little admin. If you are new here, you don't have to do anything. There's no super chats and all that are appreciated, but all you have to do is click the like button or even the dislike button if you don't like what you're seeing, but just some kind of interaction. Say hello in the chat, make yourself known. We won't bite, we won't do anything nasty or humiliate you in any way just because you're short like Brian. But if you are here and you do like this kind of thing, I would appreciate a subscribe. Even if you don't want to click like, go and watch another video. You might find one you like. I've made over 400. That might be useful later. I'm not claiming any of them are great or anything, but you know, you might find something you like. If you want to join the channel, you can. There'll be a link down there next to the subscribe button if you haven't already clicked that for the princely something. There you go. Only Oscars has become a member just to prove my point. Thank you very much, Only Oscars. You get access to a whole range of new specific emojis, exclusive content one day when I get around to making it, and not only that, if you join as a hero member you get a discount off everything at aquariumadventures.co.uk, where you can find a whole range of fish food merch like this sucks t-shirt with Aquarium Adventures logos, etc, etc, as well as just knowing that you've made an old man very happy, that you've deemed me worthy of your attention. But all that said, just thank you for being here. The likes have now gone up to 32, so some of you have taken that to heart. Thank you very much. Where did it go? We want the little face again. So we're ready for the quiz. I think we've got as many as we're going to get. It is 10 o'clock. We're ready to start that button. 21 people. Are we ready? Remember, it's only a bit of fun. Don't get angry if I got one of the questions wrong, but here we go. Oh, no, wait. New beer. I mean, this is mostly for you, this bit, so I kind of sit back and all I do is read things. So, you know. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go! What species of fish found in Lake Windermere are described as relics of the Ice Age? Is it the Arctic char, trout, pike, or perch? Remember, even if you recognise the picture, it doesn't mean that's the picture of the answer. Wow, Only Oscars is upgraded to Hero Adventure. Thank you very much, June. The answer is Arctic char. See, you all fell for my trap of showing you a picture of a pike when it's not actually a pike. They apparently were trapped in Lake Windermere at the last Ice Age. Who knew? How many videos has Aquarium Adventures published on YouTube? If you were listening seconds ago, I told you the answer to this. Is it 420, 299, 380 or 169? However will we know? We're now on to Glide by the Salt, crossed with some other brewery. It was, of course, 420 videos. JC Van Dan McGrew got that in less than, or just over 2 seconds. Bring back old quiz. Old quiz didn't work, that's why we're on new quiz. What was special about the newborn giraffe born in Tennessee Zoo recently? Was it had no spots? Did it have 2 heads? Maybe it had a short neck? Or did it have 3 legs? It says 579 on your channel, so completely wrong. That includes live streams. I said videos. It has no spots. That's what was. Christine's in the lead, but you know, this can all change. How deep in meters is Lake Windermere? If you're not from the UK, Lake Windermere is the largest lake in England. Is it 97 metres, 27 metres, 67 metres or 107 metres? Juggler's missing this because they're driving, but we'd have got them all. Of course you would, of course you would. It is 67 metres deep at its deepest point. Nabokov got that one right, well done. Brings you up to 5th place. Name England's highest mountain. Which is also near the Lake District. Is it Mount Everest? Is it Mount Snowdon? Is it Ben Nevis? Or is it Scafell Pike? Who will get this one the quickest? Not working for a couple of people, I'm sorry. It seems impossible to get something that works for everyone. It is, of course, Mount Everest. No, Scafell Pike. Ben Nevis is the tallest in the UK. Snowdon obviously is in Wales, not in England. How high was the cable car in Pakistan where 6 kids and 2 adults were rescued from this week? Do you like the way I've used 6, the number 6 kids, and 2 written out with letters 2? What an idiot. Sorry. Anyway, the answers to choose from are 900 feet, 1500 feet, 300 feet, or 1200 feet. Can you imagine how much you'd be crapping yourself? It was 900 feet. Still pretty high. Raggedy Tulip got that one in 5 seconds. SJH is making quite the runaway. Which of these is the most common fish kept as a pet? Is it the red-tailed catfish? Is it the humble guppy? Is it the humbler goldfish? Or is it the not humble at all betta fish? I think I might have made a mistake here. This one's 7% alcohol. And it's the guppy, obviously. Well done, 10 people. This one's 6.7% alcohol, and I've not drank for about 4 weeks. Fat Kid wins, moving up to 2nd place. What is the more common name for Pygocentris natereri? Natereri. Not sure that's how you say it, but natereri. Pygocentris natereri. Is it the platy, the tiger barb, the electric eel, or the piranha? That is a goldfish in the picture, but that's not the answer. It is the piranha. know it's piranha. I just like saying piranha. Fat Kids get that one. Is that going to take them into the lead? Not quite. Which fish-eating bird of prey recently recolonised the Lake District? Is it the bald eagle, the osprey, the sea eagle, or the golden eagle? That guppy question was worldwide the most common fish. Even Humphrey knew that one. It is the osprey. Well done, 41% of responders. They've not been there since the 1300s, and they came back in 2001, I think it was. Oh, Fat Kid's taking it. Moved into first place. Thank you, JT. See you later. Have a good sleep. What colour is a blue shark? Is it olive, grey, brown, or blue? That's confusing, given these are all colours, and the colours of the answers are not the same as the colour they're on. So grey is on blue, blue is on red, brown is on green. Ooh. What colour is a blue shark? Is it olive, grey, brown, or blue? I mean, it seems obvious when you think about it. It's blue, obviously. It's a blue shark. Well done, Nabokov. I hoped you would get that one right. Sorry, that was a bit of a trick question. How many pawns are there in chess? 19, 18, 17, 16. Now you should be able to rule out two of them quite quickly. There are 16. Silver Creek says, if I ever meet you, I'll play you at chess. I would love to have a game of chess with you. We could even play online. We don't even need to meet. I'm sure that could be arranged. I do like a game of chess. I'm not getting good at it. You will beat me. What is the gestation period of a frilled shark? Is it 3.5 years, 1 year, 9 months, 80 days? I've mixed my units there just to confuse you. Are you going to see through my games and guess which one it is? I do have a chess.com account. Well, I thought I did. It's 3.5 years. Poor sharks. JC Van Dan got that one. Well done. Timbo is making a play for second. Which country are catfish not native to? Is it Brazil, USA, UK or Spain? I'm sorry, I'm on chess.com now trying to figure out how I send people links. It's the UK. We have no native catfish. We obviously have catfish, they're just not native. Question 14. What star sign is the Muscles from Brussels? J, C, B, D. Is he Capricorn, Cancer, Libra or Taurus? And everyone should know this one. Surely. You've all been boning up on all your Jean-Claude Van Damme trivia. You should know the answer to this. Because there are literally no facts left about Jean-Claude Van Damme I can ask that I haven't already asked. He is, of course, a Libra, according to one website I looked at. Well done, Fat Kids. Well done, SGH. Well done, Gas Musk. Question 15. What country is this? Is it Australia, India, Belgium, or Sweden? Brian also plays chess. Anyone else plays chess? Maybe we can get like a little chess gang going. Let us know in Discord. Set something up. It was Belgium. Of course it was. Well done, Nabokov. Timbo. Fat Kid's running away with it. Someone's going to need to make a play for the next 4 questions. How many lakes make up the Lake District? 16, 20, 26 or 11? If anyone wants to play chess with me, there is my challenge link. It was, of course, 16. 16 official lakes. There are some lakes that are not classified as lakes. I think they're called waters or something like that. I don't know. 16. It was on a sign in the Lake District. I'm sure it's true. How many goals were scored in the 2023 FIFA World Cup? 201, 164, 99 or 332. That's of course the Women's World Cup that's just finished. How many goals were scored in the 2023 FIFA World Cup? In which England were so narrowly beaten. I mean, it's 164. I'm sorry to all English people, I didn't mean it. Bring back old quids, got that one quickly. So it's between the top 3, I think, for the next 3 questions, how they answer. What relic did magnet fishermen pull from the River Don in Sheffield this week? Was it a cannonball, a suit of armour, a cannon, or a sword? It was from Sheffield Castle, which is buried under basically a market now. A medieval castle that's gone. There are some ruins that you can go and tour, I believe. Just up road, as they say around here. It was a cannon. A whole cannon. Impressive pull, if you ask me. So none of the leaders made any progress there. Who said this? I came to America with a dream and I made it. The dream became reality. America is built for success. Was it Arnold Schwarzenegger? Was it Charlie Chaplin? Was it Donald Trump? Or was it Jean-Claude Van Damme? I came to America with a dream and I made it. The dream became reality. America is built for success. Inspiring stuff. It was, of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Sneaky. Got 2 sneaky ones in there. Question 20. What fish is this? Is it a swordtail, a Fahaka puffer, a Corydoras, or a Wells catfish? No picture on the last question. Oh no. Hopefully you can see the screen. It was a Corridorus. Apologies, Silver Creek, if he screwed you over there. Nabokov on third, Timbo in second. Fat Kids win at quizzes. As always, Fat Kid, I think that's your third in a row, so that you're out for next week. But Fat Kids wins at seesaws and quizzes, it seems. Congratulations, you are the winner. Let me know by email what you want. I'll send you a thing. Hopefully, I think I can't remember now. I might have sent you a towel. But if you want something else, you know, you can have something else. View report. This is my favourite part. Oh, it's a bit different with this one though. So, I thought I made this one easier, but no. We had 22 players, 139 correct answers and 195 incorrect answers. I really need to make this easier for people. It's so hard being get your little violins out. It's so hard being a quiz maker because as soon as you think up a question, you think, well, that's obvious. I know the answer because I'm making the question. Everyone will know the answer to this. So I apologise. I've clearly gone horribly wrong. There you go. The winner only got 65% of the questions correct. 13 correct answers, 7 incorrect answers. But look at this. Nabokov employing a good strategy of answering quickly, clearly, because he only got 8 answers correct. And SGH, who was leading for much of the time, got 10. And then poor old Echo down here with 144 points got 8 answers correct because you took your time answering your questions. It's better to be wrong quickly. That's what we've learned, if nothing else. Then Den Boss, Brian, JC, Van Dan, McGrew and Juggler, it didn't work for. So I apologise to all you people. It's a me. I don't know why I quite like that name. So anyone that got over 10 questions correct, I think, deserves a shout out. So we've got Fat Kids wins at quiz, Timbo, SJH, It's a Me, Raggedy Tulip. I should maybe give you like a discount code or something like that for epic play. Well done, everyone. Congratulations once again to Fat Kids Win, or Simon, as he's otherwise known. I thought there was only one official lake in the lake. Well, yes, so that was part of the... That's why I didn't put one as one of the answers, because you could have that argument. Because a lot of them are called like Ullswater. It's not Lake Ullswater, it's just Ullswater. And Windermere, I think it's just called Windermere. It's not Lake Windermere, but everyone calls it Lake Windermere. But yeah, they're either waters or meres or whatever's, like Grassmere, Windermere. Yeah, it's tricky and political, and yeah, I don't know. I guess totally got it right, and then still didn't help me. Maybe I shouldn't drink before trivia. After, no, you should definitely. I think a little medicinal beer, if nothing else, to relax on a Friday. I was going to say a Friday night, but it's a Friday morning for you to wind down. Friday afternoon, it can't go wrong. Lebo, a question. So I got a stand made, and he painted it rather than stained, and used polyurethane. Will the stand be what? I think Humphrey's doing a dirty protest in the background. Will the stand be water resistant? There's no reason it shouldn't be, but the majority of stands and like even retail retail tanks these days are like MDF and chipboard and things like that. They're not water resistant. Your stand doesn't necessarily have to be water resistant, but a painted stand, will be just as water resistant as anything else, so I wouldn't be overly worried about it. It's whether you like the look or not. I don't even paint my stands, so this is just, if you can see, plain CLS timber. It's not treated, it's not painted, it's not nothinged. Works fine. It was easy. Oh, alright. There's just a lot of local knowledge, I guess. Perfectly fine quiz, yeah. So, I get that there was several questions about the Lake District, because I went to the Lake District, and I'm sorry, it's my channel. You need more fish related and less current recent news. I've run out of fish facts. I've literally done... How many times have we done this now? It's got to be 50, 60 quizzes with 20 questions. I don't know that many facts about fish. I'm struggling for fish facts. I've asked people to send me fish facts, and I have got fish facts, but we're running out of them. Tim Reptile, I'll take second. Only my second week on here. What's with the bloody JCVD questions? I don't know. I have no idea. I apologise, and I also don't apologise. Why did we go on to JCVD questions? I think in some of my earlier streams, so the formats of the stream tends to be, I have an hour, we take questions, we talk about fish, we talk about the recent fishy events that have been going on, we do the quiz, and then we talk about nonsense for the last half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it might be. And for 2 or 3 weeks we talked about martial arts films and rubbish 80 films, and lots of films. And lots of Jean-Claude Van Damme films used to come up. So I would stick in one Jean-Claude Van Damme question, then another Jean-Claude Van Damme question. And we're on a bit of a streak, and I don't want to break it. I think that's the only reason we have Jean-Claude Van Damme questions now, is because we've been doing it for so long. I can't have a quiz without a Jean-Claude Van Damme question. But well done for second. In fact, for second, you deserve something. I think you do. It's a me, is me. I quite like that name. Well done, Kaylee. You deserve a prize. I have your 2023 calendar, and I found I can reuse it in 2034. Well, let's hope we're both still around then. There really can't be many JCVD questions left. There really aren't. The only thing I can think of now is to start using lines from films. Was one of the things I thought about, using like quotes, saying which of these quotes is from a Jean-Claude Van Damme film. And one of my thoughts was, "I, hiya," and "oof," because, well, no, I'm not going to tell you why I was going to do that. But if you want to research it on your own, you can find a very entertaining article about the noises Jean-Claude Van Damme will and will not make in his films. And some of the quotes that I found from Jean-Claude Van Damme, brilliant. I'm not going to go into that either. Movie quote territory. Definitely we're going to go into movie quote territory, because I've run out of things to say about Jean-Claude Van Damme. I could literally teach a course on Jean-Claude Van Damme. If I ever meet Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'll be like, nothing to say to you, pal. There's literally nothing about you I don't already know. I wouldn't say that to him. I would make some noises to him, which would make him react in a very specific way. But anyway. So, yes, we have now reached the point of the live stream where we either talk about films, martial arts, darts, chess now, because we've introduced chess into the equation, or any other random questions you've got. So if you want to ask me any questions, this is the time to ask me any questions. And if you don't ask me any questions, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my beer, because it's Friday and I'm on holiday. And I recently found out it's also a bank holiday on Monday, so I don't have to go to work on Monday. Even better. I wonder if I can show you some of my holiday pictures. If that hasn't driven you away, I don't know what will. only because I'm particularly proud of one of them. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Look at this one. I went on a boat. That is literally me on lake or just Windermere. They gave me the keys to a boat and I got to drive the boat on the lake. It was epic. And then I gave my son a shot, and my other son, and my wife, and that was it. We all had to go. Tim, you should definitely brush up on your JVCD. JVCD? JCVD. Don't get the wrong way around. It's not Jean Van Claude Damme. The reason for the JCVD questions is because the host is... I'm not even that much of a fan. I mean, I like JCVD. I mean, there's no get me wrong. I used to be a Steven Seagal super fan until I found out Steven Seagal was a twat. So I had to pick someone else. I'm a big Arnold fan, like Arnold's films, but Jean-Claude Van Damme. I really liked... There's a series of Jean-Claude Van Damme where he plays a version of himself where he's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, and it might even be called JCVD. That was really good, and I think he's very self-effacing, and I don't know, I think he's been that 80s Hollywood star and then realised that's not a thing, and I quite like him. Still waiting for the Jackie Chan. I don't want to move away from Jean-Claude Van Damme, you see, that's the thing. Big Jackie Chan film. Which fish in your fish room has the potential to be named Luigi? Mine is a clown pleco. Luigi. I don't know, I need to think on that. And Jean-Claude Van Damme actually studied a traditional form of Muay Thai, unlike the USA version of MMA uses today, so for that, props to him, because it's much more challenging. He was also a classically trained ballerina. I heard you mention you have reptiles. What you got? Not that many anymore. I think I've got some leopard geckos. Is that all I've got? But in the past I have had snakes, skinks, snakes and skinks, I think that's about it, yeah. Anoles. Yeah, we were into our reptiles and things like that when we were younger, before we got kids, and then the kids were like, oh god, these kids are hard to take care of. Best get rid of some of these reptiles. Did you do the train thing on holiday? I did not do a train thing on holiday. What was the train thing? You confused me there, Jeff. I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, there were trains. I saw trains. I did not go on one of them, though. I mean, this is pre-holiday, but I saw some camels and an emu. I went to a safari park and some twat baboons destroyed my car. I had to buy a new wing mirror, a new indicator light, a new rear windscreen wiper. Well, I think that was it. You showed a train tour thing last week, did I? Oh, did I? Oh, I don't remember that. I was going to go on a boat tour and see the aquarium, just to keep it relevant to fish, because there's the Lakeland Aquarium, which has like, I think it's the biggest freshwater aquarium, public aquarium, or the biggest freshwater exhibit in a public, something along that. But I didn't go in the end, because nobody would go with me, because my family are not as interested in fish as I am. Have we stopped talking about fish? If you want to ask a question about fish, Dennis, ask a question. If you want to talk about fish, talk about fish. I will pick up the thread of the conversation. Skinks. I had a skunk a few years ago. Not a skunk, it was a skink, a blue-tongued skink. So I used to have all kinds of things. One of the things I got was giant African land snails. You've ever seen them? Where you see them. Right, let's get rid of the emu. Giant African land snails are the size of your hand, even bigger sometimes. I got a couple of them and thought, oh, these are great. And I had them in an old fish tank or something like that, I think it was, where you have like your snails and go, oh, these are brilliant, great. And then one day, 5,000 giant African land snails. I was like, oh, what am I going to do with these things? Because they're the guppies of the snail world, if anything. And went back to the shop and said, oh, would you like 5,000 giant African land snails? And they were like, no, we wouldn't. Do you sell anything that eats giant African land snails? And they were like, yes, we do. They've got this blue-tongued skink. So they sold me a blue-tongued skink, which was the angriest, most aggressive animal I've ever owned, including dogs, cats, Humphreys, everything. It did not like anything. I still have scars. I don't know if you can see the scars on my hand. They're all from a blue-tongued skink, because it was a proper twat. But it did eat giant African land snails. So that's how we ended up with a giant African land snail. I think we started with anoles. I used to live in a shared house. Dangerous Dan has become a member. Thank you, Dangerous Dan. To celebrate Dangerous Dan becoming a member, I'm going to leave and get a beer. Back in a second. Hurrah! We're going to finish the stream in style with my favourite beer, the Heathen Hazy IPA by Northern Monk. So my reptile thing was, I moved to Sheffield, stayed in a shared house, which was basically just a piss up every night, and where I met my current wife, my only wife. And in that house we had reticulated python, Burmese python, all sorts. It was a house full of people who liked weird pets, so we had all kinds of things. But when we got married, we ended up having blue-tongued skink, geckos that we've still got now, the giant African snails, the anoles. Never had bearded dragons. We always thought about getting them, but never actually got them. Dogs, cats, fish. I think that was it. We had a bit of a zoo for a while. Snakes. We had some corn snakes. I don't know. What will be going in the upstairs tank? Says, why won't that move? It says hands, sorry. In the upstairs tank. So what my plan is to do, back on the fish talk. Humphrey is going to live in this tank. I'm going to make him better. He's going to be all happy again. Next week he'll be there, full cock, everyone happy. That tank there-ish is going to get the discus. We're going to move the discus down there. And upstairs is still question mark. It's either going to be a fancy goldfish tank or my actual goldfish, where I take in this year's fry basically, and try and grow them out, or some other kind of cold water temperate fish that we set it up and make it look a bit fancier. Haven't quite decided yet. Lanx Fishkeeper says, I love the lakes. My favourite spot at the moment is Fellfoot Park, which is great for paddleboarding. Paddleboarding was one of the activities I was meant to do, but it got cancelled because it was too windy. And I know the idea of me trying to paddleboard might be hilarious, and I thought it was probably going to be hilarious, because it would probably just involve me falling in the water a lot. But I was up for that, and it was a bit of a shame we didn't get to do it. I'm glad it got cancelled. Don't get me wrong, because the day that we were meant to be doing it, it was pissing it down and windy as hell and freezing cold, so that wouldn't have been fun. Apparently, the flight I'm here to pick up is still in Heathrow. Oh dear! Weren't you doing this last week, or was that the taking them? Now you're collecting them. Steven Seagal used to love performing in my hometown of Southampton. His band were great. He was a wheezing lump in sunglasses who would periodically shamble from behind the drums to freshen up. Lovely. Yeah, Steven Seagal was my action hero of choice when I was a kid. And I think it was purely due to, remember films like Nico, and what was the other one where he was like in a coma for years? This might be a very British reference, but what am I, 46? Do you remember being like 12? So, 30 odd years ago, you would go on holiday to Spain or Cyprus or wherever. Generic European holiday. And the thing to do would be you would buy a gold chain, because there would always be the lucky men selling the gold chains. You would buy a leather bracelet thing and some bootlegged VHS, and it would always be terrible quality. Literally, someone obviously sat in a cinema with a camcorder which was this size because it was the 1980s, like, but it would always be Jean-Claude Van Damme films, Steven Seagal films. Maybe that's just because that's what my dad liked, I don't know. But films like Nico, Hard to Kill, I think was the coma one. That's what we would bring back. And in all the films, there was always a scene where he was wearing a bomber jacket that had a tiger on the back, and tigers were my favourite animals at the time, still are. Some would say, if I were allowed to keep pet tigers, I'd probably not have a fish room, I'd have a tiger room. But anyway, he'd have a tiger jacket, and I'd be like, oh, he's so cool with his ponytail and tiger jacket. Yeah, I think I'll take up karate. Who knew he'd turn out to be a knob? Haverthwaite Railway across the lake. Haverthwaite I've driven through several times in the last few days. None of the car issues at South Lake Safari. South Lake Safari was somewhere I was going to go, but we didn't in the end, sorry. Welcome aboard, Dangerous Dan, thank you very much. Did you breed the snails to feed the skink? Yeah, pretty much. It's probably putting it the wrong way. I didn't breed the snails. The snails did their own thing, and I fed the offspring to the skink, yeah. Welcome to the membership, Dangerous Dan. If you went to bring the trash can in and you saw a coconut crab on the can, what would your reaction be? I would literally poop myself. I am not a fan of crabs. I used to be properly phobic of crabs, and coconut crabs are big ass crabs. I would not like that at all. And they're big, aren't they? Coconut crabs. Ugh. Yeah, I would not be happy. I can now pick up small crabs and like go, oh, it's on my hand, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Oh, big crabs. Even now, I'm like, oh, nope, not big crabs. I'm talking like that size. Nope, not interested. It's all because, and I maintain this is true, even though everyone in my family says it's not true. We had family in, I want to say Ullapool, somewhere in North Scotland, and whoever we were visiting was a fisherman and brought a crab home for dinner that we were going to eat and put it in the sink before we cooked it. And I was told to go and wash my hands at one point, and went to wash my hands in the sink, as you do, and a crab that was in the sink that I didn't see almost chopped my hand off with its pincher because it was so strong. I was like 6, and ever since I've been terrified of crabs. But I'm very proud of myself that I'm no longer terrified of them, and I can sometimes touch them. That would be shotgun time. Yes, very much agree with that, Juggler. That would very much be shotgun time. If I saw a coconut crab and had a shotgun, I would definitely use it. Can number 1. What does the circle to the right of the name say on the bottom of the can? Can number 1, Toucan Tropic DDH. It says Tropical Hazy Hobby. Dangerous Dan's back. Nice to have you back. Oh, Graham, I still need to break you of your dirty northern junk habit. Well, if you find me a beer that's as opaque as that, look, you can't even tell I'm behind it, and as delicious as this, makes me want to chew. I think I like a beer that I can chew. Ended up having kids. They are weird creatures, these kids. Poor. Spoil your holidays and everything. Don't have kids. I love mine to pieces, but I thought about naming my third child Mercedes or BMW, because that's how much she costs for the first year of her life. I vote a turn on Tiger Babs. Tiger Babs, do they like it chilly? That can't be a thing, is that true? I thought Tiger Babs liked it a bit warmer. Pardon me. 20 to 28 degrees. 20. I could probably do 20. That would be easy enough. Yeah, 1,000 Tiger Barbs might be pretty cool. We'll like that, yes. They like it chilly, okay. And Dangerous Dan upgraded to hero. Thank you, Dangerous Dan. You are a star. Aquarium Event, you should get some Thai mic. No. I mean, I'm proud of myself that I can tolerate looking at pictures of crabs. That's the kind of level I've reached. Something's just made a noise outside the door. We have badgers around here and foxes. They get into all kinds of stuff. If I don't come back, phone the police. I was not attacked by a badger or a fox. It's all fine. I'm not a camera no. I didn't really. I'm a new subscriber to all these beer things. It's not natural for me. I've only just found my love for beers that you can't see through. I was usually a Carling or Stella person. I'm so sorry, everyone. Right. So we've got about 10 minutes left. If anybody has any questions whatsoever to ask, now is the time. How many people have we still got here? I could be talking to myself, of course. There's 30 of you. When is your next auction adventure? Well, I was looking at this recently. Let me just see. It is. It's in a new place, and it might even be. If it's not this month, it's next month. It is. It's not May. Why would it be May? I think it's September, but I can't currently find the... There you go, 17th, Sunday the 17th of September. It's a show and an auction. Where is it? Let me show you the flyer. It's the Sheaf Valley Aquarist Society Tropical / Cold Water Fish and Equipment Auction and the Pete Hardy Memorial Mini Show at the Beaton Welfare Recreation Ground Auction lots and show entries booked in from 10:30, open to the public from 11, auction and judging starting at 12 noon. I don't know what kind of show it is. Should I try and take a fish to show? I've never shown a fish before. That'd be a thing, wouldn't it? A baiting, that's a bit of a pig to get to, but okay. There you go. I remember you drinking Hop House 13. Do you remember when we tried to get them to... we caused Hop House 13 to go out of business in the UK, I think. Because I declared a love for it, and then they stopped making it. Look how far we've come. That would be my worst nightmare, watching a live stream and something happened. I think it was just the wind in the end. That's one thing I have to do in my fish room, is I need to get my CCTV set up so as I can see cameras to see outside, because there's no windows in here. That's the only thing about this office I don't like. Would you get a mate for Humphrey? I don't know. I don't know if I want to... So Flowerhorns are one of those weird breeding things. They don't breed. You have to breed other fish to get a Flowerhorn. You can't just put 2 Flowerhorns in the tank and you get more Flowerhorns. Majority of them are infertile. So no, probably not. And I don't know enough about the big cichlid world to... Oh, you get a Midas, you get a parrot, and then, yeah, you bred a Flowerhorn. Yeah. I don't know. I need inspiration for my tank. I'm falling out of love for it, but we can't send images in, can we? You can send images to the Discord server, which is... Where is it? It's there. So Dennis, send images. You have a whole plethora, there's a word for you, a plethora of channels. You can go to the general chat. You just say, this is my tank, I'm fed up with it. What is this? Tits McGee has sent me something. Is that a wolffish? Looks like a wolffish. They had one of them in my local Maidenhead Aquatics, but it had 0 tail. It literally cut off there. And it just sat there doing that, not moving. And the guy was like, oh, it's brilliant, it's great, it's a brilliant fish. And I was like, I've been in here every week for the last month and it hasn't moved from that position. But sorry, as I was talking about tennis, there's fish chat, so there's specific fish, equipment, plants, ponds, flat water, hardscape, aquascaping, whatever you want. Just stick your pictures, videos, images. Someone will get... Oh, we've got 3D print requests. That's not had anything for a while. Sorry, I'm getting carried away. But yeah, there's loads of places you can put videos, you can put pictures. Loads of friendly people that won't be like the Facebook groups of old, where like, you should do that wrong, you should get this, you should do that. It'll be people that'll be friendly and helpful and give you inspiration. There's lots of fishy tank pictures where you can just get inspiration for your own tank without having to post your own stuff if you don't want to. But yeah, stick it in there. Why not? And I kind of get where you're coming from, because you get that way sometimes with tanks, don't you? Where you're like, I just need a little bit of something. I tend to go with planting things. That seems to be my thing. If I get a bit, this plant was a bit samey, this tank, it's not popping for me, or nothing's really happening, I'll buy a whole bunch of plants and try and make it look a bit jungly, or try and tart it up a little bit. This isn't advice, but I also have lots of tanks, so I can move on to the next one and just let another tank be for a while. That's kind of useful for me, but I don't advise going and getting dozens of tanks, because it's a pain in the bum. Gas must say, my local fish store asked me if I wanted a Chinese soft-shell turtle today. Not the thing to impulse buy, definitely not. Turtles is another thing. I'd love to keep turtles. I think turtles are cool. I had that house that I was talking about where we had the Burmese pythons and all that kind of stuff. We had terrapins, which I thought were a thing. I've since learned that terrapins aren't a thing. They're just small turtles. And I've always thought, oh, they'd be cool. And yeah, I've seen them in tanks. I've seen big ones being kept with other fish, and it's been fine. But yeah. Did you try the new food from Lou? I have tried the new food from Lou, and it went down very well. I've been planning to make a video from it, so that's like a... If you ever tried Rapashi, Lou is in the bag, Tropical Fish Keeping UK. Pardon me, a pleco specialist. They sell plecos and all kinds of stuff, but they do a range of food as well. And to my mind, it was like Rapashi, but different. But it was pretty good. All the fish that I put it in a tank with a load of tetras, danios, not tetras, chili rasboras, danios, and citrus. That's the word I was looking for. And they devoured it, but I didn't film it, so that will be a video to come. So yes, it went down really well. Happy with it because I know that both Lou and Rebecca love that food, and if they love it, they've done the research on it and they know it's good. Have you seen a parrot cichlid with zebra patterns? I have. Maybe you saw the same thing I saw. I've also seen a parrot cichlid with zebra patterns, or someone was trying to present a parrot cichlid with zebra patterns, and it turned out just to be a convict. You're a bit like, I think you might be at it, sir. That's a nonsense. That's not a thing. Parrots, I am not a fan of. Just to put that out there. I quite often make these films about Mega Tank or something like that, and I'll get someone going, "Oh mate, you want some Oscars? I'll get you some." And you're like, you're clearly going to go and rob someone and try and sell them to me. Always parrots. Someone's trying to sell me parrots. So let it be known, I do not like parrot cichlids. Do not like King Kong parrots. I do not like Queen Kong parrots. I do not like true parrots. If it's got parrot in the name and it's not an actual parrot, I'm not interested. Quite like parrots, the bird parrots. But no, any fish with parrot, I'm not a fan. I don't like them. I don't like their stupid faces. I don't like their stupid mouths. I don't like anything about them. They're like my least favourite fish I haven't kept. My least favourite fish I have kept is Geophagus. My least favourite fish I haven't kept is a parrot cichlid. Don't like them. End of rant. Not even that it was a rant. Right, we've only got a couple more minutes. So if you have anything you want to be upset about with me, if you really love parrots and you want to argue your case, by all means, if you want to join for the last couple of minutes, we can do like a phone-in section for the last bit. And jump on the Discord. We've got live stream guests is open, I believe. You can jump in there, create invite. Can we do that? Yeah, it's open. You can jump in there. I can bring you on as a guest for the last couple of minutes. You can tell me, you're an idiot, parrots are awesome. Or Jean-Claude Van Damme's a bum. But until then, sorry, I'm just checking my phone. Oh, one other thing about the Lake District. The home of the sticky toffee pudding, apparently. It was a place I visited today. I fell out with my Malawi tank in the past. I solved it by having a full change and going planted setup. Oh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. Planted setup and different fish. a change is as good as a rest. I mean, that is a saying for a reason. I think that's definitely worth doing. How about keeping musk turtles outdoors? Your solar pond filter videos are what brought me to your channel when I was researching keeping them outside. I don't know if it'd be definitely too cold during the winter, so I'd have to at least bring them in over the winter, but maybe over summer I could probably do it. Musk turtles were definitely a thing I was thinking about, because that's the ones that I've been recommended a few times. If anyone's been here for a while, you'll remember Fisherman Aquatics sticker there. They're no longer going, but they had musk turtles and were always trying to get me to take some. And yes, if you want to keep this going and you're interested in a fishy live stream bonanza, go and check out the cold water aquatic stream after this, as Scott has put the link. Scott has put in the chat the link. Jump over there, show a bit of support to the whole fish fam world, and say, hello, Graham sent me. You'd be interested in keeping turtles outside? Well, Tim Reptile, or anyone else who knows this, hang on. That's my email address. I don't know enough about turtles to even consider doing that, so I am interested in keeping turtles, just so I can say turtles. Get in touch, let me know what I need to know, what I need to do, how I need to look after them. I'd be interested in that, and make some videos about it. Maybe we can make some videos together, who knows. I saw some at my LFS this week. I do not like cichlids in general. I love some cichlids, but I hate those buggers. Ugh. How's the pond outside doing? How's the fish chair been since moving? Less stress and stuff? Well, I've been on holiday all week, so I haven't even been here. I've not had a chance to sit in my fish chair, but it's over there. It's doing very well. The pond is doing excellently. I've got lots of fry. Everything's going really well. Could not be happier. I'm hoping that the next couple of weeks, when I start doing my day job from here, this is my normal desk to do my proper job, and spending more time in there, I'm going to tarp things up a little bit. I'm going to tidy things up a bit. I'm going to change some tanks around, move some smaller tanks out the way and replace them with bigger tanks. All good stuff. We should be good. But for now, we've reached that hour. It's time to say thank you very much, all of you, for watching. It's been fantastic, and all of you that have joined as well. Even more thank you. But if you could go and check out Cold Water Aquatics after this and say hello, just say hello. Say Graham sent me, hello, whatever you want to say. It's all good. It helps keep the engagement going. If not, you can click the subscribe button down below. You can go and watch another video. There's a join button if you want to join. You don't have to. A like will do everything. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.